Hi guys, I'm Not Bubbles, and this is the Laughing Gremlin podcast. Today with me, as always, I've got Damish.
Hey.
And I have Hippie Panda.
Hey guys.
So we're going to start out real quick about talking about what we've been doing recently in pertaining to anything. Damish, go.
Absolutely nothing. Been turkey hunting the entire week.
That's a thing.
Not the way I'm doing it, apparently.
It's not a successful thing, but it's a thing. Hippie Panda, go.
I don't have anything. I don't do anything. Hey, I start my new job tomorrow.
There you go. That's another thing. Look at you two.
Wait, you start on a Friday?
Yeah. I had orientation on Monday,
Oh.
but the dumb fuck that I was hired with was like, I'm busy until Friday. And I was like, are you kidding me?
That
We have to be
fucks
trained
our
together,
only viewer,
so-
and he's gonna be like, that sounds familiar. Anyways, I basically just threw this section in so I can brag because I unlocked those goddamn trolls on WoW, and I've done 6 dungeons now, and 3 people have all, like, out of all of them, 3 people have been like, how long did that freaking take you? And I was like, too long.
Definitely too long.
Too long.
But the turtle does look cool.
It
I
does.
really hope that that's supposed to be a reference to turtling, like in
Yeah.
PvP.
Yeah, turtle up. Did you get to see the dance emote? Because it is the weirdest fucking thing.
I didn't. I was actually busy trying to watch the podcast while that was in the background.
Let's see, other than that, I'm making Hippie Panda watch The Green Mile, because she hasn't seen it, and that's one of those old movies everyone should watch, right? It's a good one.
I guess so. I thought it was just weird because I've seen it, but I guess everybody has.
We found one who hasn't, and we're working on fixing it, but that's a 3-hour movie, and it doesn't have Thanos in it, so we're going to take a while.
He's a pretty good substitute for Thanos.
Could you imagine John Coffey as Thanos?
He's dead, isn't he?
Thanos?
Thanos.
The dude who played John Coffey?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure he died.
I know he played Kingpin in the Daredevil movie that nobody talks about, but that's all I know for him.
John Coffey was played by Michael Clark Duncan, who passed away on September 3, 2012, most likely due to the stress caused by a heart attack he suffered from earlier that year.
Oh, but anyway, speaking of old movies, yes, this is why I came up with that. Damage is giving me a knowing look. We're going to talk about old movies that everyone should have seen, or if you haven't seen it, it's worth your time to go back and watch. Generally, these are going to be nerdy because we're fucking nerdy. Hopefully you guys know that by now. Anyways, old nerdy movies that are definitely worth seeing if you haven't. Perfect starting one, Damish. If you haven't seen Blade Runner, you should go see Blade Runner.
I can't do it.
It is weird. It's freaking old, like, what, 30, 40 years? And they gave it a sequel 2 years ago? Yeah.
It's because people stopped coming up with original ideas, so they just got to reamp everything that's been made.
Yeah,
30
but
years ago.
that's a long time to go back into the vault when people are like, I got an idea. Let's remake that thing that came out 3 years ago and call it good. Hippie Panda, have you seen Blade Runner?
No.
We'll fix that after Green Mile.
What's
Okay.
it about?
Blade Runner? More or less assassin robots who are really good at pretending to be humans. Like, they're humanoids. They manage to escape into general population, and people have to try and track them down.
Interesting.
And it questions whether or not, like, robots have a right to be people if they want to be people. That's a terrible sentence, but I hope somebody somewhere is stoned enough to be like, whoa, best synopsis ever.
I'm sure somebody is, actually.
Damish will be, but that's just because he needs to numb the pain of this podcast. Second movie, Highlander. Damish, you must have seen this one.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's seen Highlander.
Not
So
everyone.
you're talking movie,
Damn
not
it,
TV
Hippie
show,
Panda.
right?
Yeah, movie. I haven't seen the TV show.
The TV show's pretty good, too.
Is it?
Movie's better.
Is it? Because...
The movie's better. I liked Highlander.
Yeah. So Hippie Panda, what Highlander is basically there's a number of immortals in the world.
There can be only one.
Exactly. The only way they can die is if they get decapitated, and if they decapitate another immortal, they absorb the power of that one. It's basically a giant tournament of just kill every Highlander you can find.
Cool.
Yeah. I don't know who came up with that premise, but that's actually solid gold.
Yeah, and then they did a Jet Li movie, pretty much on the same concept.
Wait, are you talking about the one? Isn't that with different versions of himself?
Yeah.
I haven't
But
seen it.
it's the same concept. Every time he kills another one of himself, he gets much stronger. That's why
Huh.
those last two were, like, badass.
But Jet Li's always been badass.
Debatable.
Oh yeah, he at some point he was a fetus, and I probably could have taken him, but I don't give myself like 3-2 odds.
I don't know. He's probably pretty tough, even as a fetus.
Let's see, Army of Darkness. This is a good one. Apparently,
You're really going to do all 3, huh?
4.
I'm just going to drag this right out.
Yeah.
All right,
Army of Darkness
let's do
is freaking so bad it's funny. and they curved right into it and turned it into a comedy. You've at least seen Ash, right? Dude with the chainsaw for a hand?
No.
Oh, that's sad. You'd like him. He also has a shotgun. He calls it his boomstick. He goes back in time. He's the only one with a gun, so people think he sees magic.
Okay.
Yep. And last one for me is Arena, the 1986 version. Boxing tournament, or MMA tournament, really, because kicking's allowed.
That's probably kickboxing, though, right? Because was MMA out then?
Well, it's weird. The movie, you just have to kind of force him out of the ring, so it's kind of like a hybrid fighting thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
But the whole spiel of that one is humans are just such a weak race compared to the others, and one human wants to do it. So he's basically going in with a giant handicap because he's fighting literal monsters. And it's cool.
So kind of like Bloodsport.
Yes, actually. All right, Damish, do you have any?
Yeah, Bloodsport.
There you go. Ah,
I did have a couple, but I've already forgot what I was going to say.
perfect. No, you weren't gonna drop whatever the fucking third episode of Star Wars is just to give me shit?
No, but you will have to see it. You guys
Someday.
dragged me to Endgame. You guys
Someday.
are coming to the last episode
Oh,
of Star Wars,
Oh,
and
fuck
you
yeah.
will
Where
see.
you going?
You will see 3 before that happens.
Okay.
That's the rules.
So, if I agree to that, I get to plan the next thing I get to drag you to?
No, this is in
No, no, no.
payment for the previous.
Oh, I know, but since you've
Wait,
already
are we
decided
talking
how
about
we're
this now?
repaying you, we can bring you up to your next debt.
Are we talking?
Actually, you're making me watch 2 movies.
Are we talking about this?
No.
now?
Just wait till you see it. It's like
No,
a
no.
movie and a half.
2 movies.
You just
2
we
movies.
just need to
So
drag you
we
to
get
one.
to drag you to a movie, right?
One.
Yeah, did. Like the worst movie I've ever
No,
seen.
no.
Oh,
but-
give it time. Let me pick the next movie we drag you to.
I'm not going to a chick flick.
It's not
No,
a chick
it's
flick.
not.
So just so everybody knows, when we were watching the previews of the movie, he was nodding to me when he saw what was that name?
Which one?
The one that had that stupid chick that everybody hates.
Oh, what's her face?
Yeah. Anyway, he was
Yeah,
nodding
that
about it. Like he thinks it was going to be funny, and he's probably going to drag me to that.
No.
Please don't let it
No.
happen.
Bullshit, I was nodding. I leaned over to you and was like, speaking of people that nobody finds funny, because they just had a, what's his name?
Will Ferrell? No,
No, not
Seth
Will.
Rogen.
Seth Rogen, yes.
Yeah, fuck you both.
We saw Seth Rogen commercial for some movie or another. Then, what's her name? The heavyset chick from Ghostbusters.
But why you even got to go there, man? Fat shame again.
Because I don't remember her name.
I really
Who?
don't either.
And I don't want to waste Andy's time by making her look up anything that has to do with
No,
her.
wait. So did you agree that we can drag you to a movie because we already have the movie picked out?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Seems like you're both grinning. I don't think that's a cool thing.
No,
Nah.
but you need to know.
I honestly told Kara that I didn't think there was going to be a power in the verse that could drag you to this movie that we're going to be talking about later.
Well, let's just get to it. And
We're
we'll
not
see.
talking
Yeah,
about
well-
it now?
No, we're not talking about it now.
Darn. I was
Oh,
ready.
I did have another.
Actually, we are. Unless you've got
Labyrinth.
another movie.
Make sure you see the Labyrinth.
Labyrinth? Oh, the Labyrinth. was
Weird
good.
Science. That one's good too.
Oh,
And Weird Science.
Weird Science, yeah.
I do approve of that one, too.
Okay. Well, that was quick. We're going to talk about the movie now. So, trailer came out this week. You probably know what we're talking about now.
I
No?
don't. I don't have
You spend time
TV.
on the internet and you haven't seen it explode?
My part of the internet is very different from your part. We've discussed this before.
Okay. Well, Sonic the Hedgehog,
Fuck
Is
me, are they
getting-
really making a movie on Sonic?
not just a movie, a live
A live
action
action.
movie.
What?
Yeah. Bring up the goddamn picture. We have to show Damish so you can get the reaction.
Okay, which one though?
Just a picture of Sonic. Do, 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 do.
Please don't sue us. Whoa. What's that one right there? The blue face guy.
The blue face guy?
That's live action. Will Ferrell is the genie, right there.
Oh,
Photoshopped onto him. But
That's beautiful.
Does it have Will Ferrell in it? Because that's a deal breaker.
No. There's going to be a deal breaker, though. Dr. Eggman, Sonic's main nemesis, is played by Jim Carrey.
oh, we have to go to
He's
it.
not dead yet.
No,
Spiritually or emotionally,
he's been
yes.
dead for a long time.
Well, not spiritually. He's actually very spiritual, which is weird.
Okay, so I'm gonna pose this question: have you guys actually played Sonic the Hedgehog?
Yes.
Like past the first level?
Mm-hmm. I've actually, well, technically I haven't beaten Sonic the Hedgehog 2 because in order to quote-unquote beat it, you need to be Supersonic.
They made
But
a
I've
second
beaten-
one?
They've made like 3 of the main title.
How could you make more than one? Just a guy spinning to get rings.
Yeah.
Hedgehog. Sorry, didn't mean to assume. But really,
Did you just assume his species?
I did. I apologize.
Okay. Next you're going to tell me Tails the Fox is a goddamn fox. But yeah, there is one saving grace to this movie coming out, and that is I will never have to hear Gangster Paradise again, because that's the song in the trailer. So everyone's going, whenever they hear this, isn't going to be like, oh, it's Gangster Paradise. They're going to be like, oh, fuck, it's the Sonic song.
That actually does kill two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
I don't really have to go there, do I?
Yeah, you do. We're going.
We will let the audience decide. Hopefully we'll have one person who watches by now.
It's going to be Dan, and Dan's going to be like, my kid is Chinese. You're going, asshole.
My kid is... I hope not. That would be sad.
So yeah, honestly, do you have anything to say about the trailer?
It looks shit.
Yeah, it's going to be terrible, but we have to go so we can rip it a new one. Hopefully we'll be doing reviews by then.
They fucked up the
And
live
we
action
can
part
just-
of them so much.
I know. It's painful. Alright, so we're going to move on now to trivia. And trivia this week is old games. And when I say old games, I'm talking NES or older.
You're lucky you said that, because I had a really, really good one that I don't think you would have gotten.
Yeah.
It was a Shining Force one, and it referenced a 1951 movie.
Okay, I would not have gotten that one. This is Damish's wheelhouse, because he was alive when these games came out. The same cannot be said for me or Hippie Panda.
Oh, no.
But I did do my best to be a good person and play the gems.
Okay, you're going first.
I'm going first. I'm asking you the questions.
You're asking us the questions.
Yeah, okay. Okay. I had to go with this one since we're going with old games. What was the first ever video game?
I really want to say Pong, but I feel like that's too easy.
That is why I asked this question. I will give you a hint. It is not Pong.
Was it Space Invader?
You're close on the title.
Asteroids?
Nope.
I don't know.
It was a game called Computer Space, and it took off with college kids, but it was overly complicated for it to actually get a main appeal. That's why Pong is credited as the first one, because it's fucking simple.
Fair enough. I kind of figured it wasn't Pong, even though I hear Pong is the first one quite a bit.
Okay. I have no idea if you'll get this. It depends on if you're well-versed with old memes.
No.
Alright, you're screwed. What game ends...
Let's start that over.
Okay. What game...
Let's start that over one more time. Sorry, guys.
Okay. What game ends with the notorious phrase, "Congratulations, you have completed a great game"?
Oh, fuck, I know this one.
You do.
Son of a bitch. I really do, because I've seen this one on freaking YouTube all the time.
It's referenced a lot.
Shit, I don't.
Hippie Panda, do you have a guess?
Is it Contra?
No. Just say words.
I've never heard of it before.
It is not. I've never heard of it before. No.
Oh, okay.
It is from the NES version of Ghostbusters. And finally, the one Damish has been dreading, because we both found out we had one from the original Final Fantasy, and he's worried it's going to be the same question he's asking me. It's, in Final Fantasy, by the end of the game, you have the 4 elemental orbs. One for fire, water, earth, and air. What order did you obtain them?
So, I'm going to let a little secret in. I don't think I've ever actually beaten a Final Fantasy game.
Holy shit, really?
Yeah. I always stop right at the last boss, but I'm going to go for a guess. I'm going to go water, fire, earth, wind.
No. Very wrong.
It was a guess.
Also, since you were guessing, you should have put fire last, because that's the one that always seems to be last.
Really?
Almost every game I play.
Oh, I'm not going off of games, though.
So,
Never mind.
so what is the order?
There isn't one. Your characters have them at the very start of the game, and that's how... Yeah.
Is that how that
That's
ends?
a trick question.
Is that how
You
that
can't
ends?
do that.
Because that's spoilers. I know it's a 40-year-old game, but it's
No,
still
it's
spoilers.
actually in the intro. It's like, your characters have the 4 gems, which make them the legendary warriors or something. Or the champions.
Is that 1 or is that 3?
That's 1. And are you talking 3 or 3-3?
I'm talking American 3. I can never figure out which is which. That shit's so confusing.
Yeah. America did 3, 4, and 5 because they were tired of waiting for Japan to come up with 3. So, yeah. All right. Damish.
Oh, is
You
that
have
it?
questions.
Carter, you can go.
All right. Hippie Panda gave me so much shit for calling her Kara in the first episode, which admittedly I was bad.
Yeah, but you've been breaking that book quite a few times.
I've been doing better. It's not my fault that she's Hippie Panda.
It was my turn,
For
okay?
the first time.
Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, the game Space Invaders. Above the fleet of aliens, a red ship would cross the screen on occasion, and if you hit it with your laser, how many points would you get?
500.
I was going to say 5,000. Neither?
Neither.
100?
No.
50.
Okay.
1,000?
It rotates between 50, 100, 150, and 300.
Wow. Yeah, I'll fully admit, I didn't play the arcade version of Space Invaders. I only ever played the PlayStation version when that became a thing.
Hold on. Not to sidetrack you, but did they really make a PlayStation version of Space
They
Invaders?
did, and they actually made it so that there was a lot more to it than that because there were different power-ups and shit like that, and bosses.
Okay.
It was cool.
Okay, the game Dig Dug, how many levels does Dig Dug have?
Ooh, okay, I might be able to do this because
I doubt it.
I think every time it's either 5 or 10 flowers, which is the indicator for levels, it turns into a different flower. So it would either be 25 or 100. More?
More.
More. Okay. 500?
No,
Okay.
not that many.
123.
No. You
Nice
just want
guess.
to know?
Yeah.
Oh,
wait, go.
nope. 137.
More.
150.
Really?
More.
Wait, does somebody actually sit there and play 200 and like
Dude,
whatever levels?
there are people who have gotten the highest possible score in Pac-Man, which goes like 20 levels past the point where the game cannot handle you having so many points, and it literally splits the screen in half and glitches over, so you're guessing where the pellets are.
Okay, so it was a big day when I actually made it to the second level of Mario. So you're talking to
Really?
somebody that just really does not put that much time.
When was that? Yesterday?
Fuck you. I will admit that it was not on a Nintendo or Super NES, where the fuck it came out on.
Damage does not platform.
I do not at all. Bad.
So anyways, go ahead.
Okay, there are 256 levels in Dig Dug,
Jesus.
and you can't go past that because it gets to the point where they just spawn a puka on top of your head, so you can't get out anywhere.
I
So
wonder,
there is no winning that
There is
game.
no
It's
way.
just,
No one has
you got
ever
to the
beat that
honorable
level.
death.
Right.
I actually wonder if that's a limitation of programming, because 256 is a very specific binary number.
Mhm.
Is that all your questions?
That's all my questions, but I have a fun fact.
Ooh, fun fact.
Okay. In Dig Dug's game, the all-time high score is 5,225,000, and it took 11 hours to obtain
Oh my
that.
god. How do you practice Dig Dug once you get to the point where one run takes you more than 3 hours?
I was going to say, how do you have no life that you have spent 11 hours on a game? Then I realized that I've probably done it.
That's normal.
How much
Just
time
not
do you
on Dig
think
Dug.
you've spent on WoW? Just asking.
Quite a bit.
Oh,
At
since she
once?
had a fun fact, I've got a fun fact. The people who made... where's my trivia questions go? Computer Space are the people who went on to form Atari.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay. God damn it.
Oh, is it
Go.
my turn?
Yeah. Oh, he's giddy.
I am, because I'm actually going to do the second one now, too, just because I've lobbed them at you guys the last 2 times. This time you guys ain't getting it.
We're not getting the lob. Okay.
Okay, this first one's a 3-parter. The middle one's pretty easy.
True.
The last one, you could give 1 or 2 answers.
Okay.
You could either give the person's name or their station. So that's kind of a lobber, too. In Final Fantasy 1, the original NES version, let's specify that right now. In what town do you attain the ship, and who do you fight? And who do you talk to start that fight?
Oh, Jesus. Oh, see, the only thing I really remember from playing through that game is the goddamn Earth Cavern and the vampire who's hidden behind the boss.
Isn't that like one of the first things you do?
It's like the 3rd dungeon. It's actually, I think, right before you get the normal ship, so you can actually explore the whole continent within reason. I'm going to guess that you have to talk to the captain, and it's the captain you fight.
You got one of those, right?
Okay, we have to talk to the captain. Or actually, we might have to talk to the first mate, who's right next to the captain, and then the captain attacks you. Because that could be a thing. The town I could not tell you. We'll say New Bark Town. I do not know the name of the towns.
Heavy Panda, would you like to give it a go?
Guess words.
I opt out.
Nope, guess words.
Really? It was kind of a lobber. So you're getting a ship, so
Oh.
Captain Beaky is who you fight.
Beaky.
I've never...
Is who you talk to. You fight pirates, and it's in Pravaka.
Pravaka?
Pravaka. It's a town to the east of where you start.
Okay. That Pravaka was the lobber?
No, pirates are the lobber.
Oh,
Because,
okay.
you know, you're getting a ship, so...
So I got 1 out of
Pirates.
3. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I got half of 1 out of 3 because I didn't know his name was Beaky.
I knew this one was more specific than we should do.
Yeah, see,
you got my last two too easy.
Yeah, I tried to aim for the point where you're like, oh shit, I know this.
Oh, mine were pretty specific, so it's okay.
Did you have a second question?
Yes, but you're not going to get it. So, in Shining Force, you have a secret character named Gort. What 1951 human robot is he named after? Movie is he in?
Gort?
Yeah.
1951.
I gotta fuck that up. But basically, it's a robot with the same name. What's the name of the movie?
This actually does sound familiar. I'm not going to be able to get it, but... Weird Science?
No.
I tried. Hey, Ben, do you want to guess an old movie?
Is it iRobot?
It is not. And the fact you think that's an old movie is actually kind of hilarious and makes me cry.
It is old to me.
Well...
It's The Day the Earth Stood Still.
I think I was in 6th grade when that movie came out.
No, you were not.
What?
Your
iRobot.
parents weren't even born.
No, iRobot.
Oh.
Not the 1950-something movie.
Well, I'm assuming your parents weren't born. Probably pretty close.
They're actually fairly young
So no.
for being parents of a 26-year-old.
Anyway, did we have anything else?
No, I think that pretty much covers the trivia. Okay, the creature of the week that we're going to be doing this week is a golem, and it was submitted by ya boy Deus Vault on our iFunny page. If you hop on our iFunny, you can actually make your own recommendations on what you want to see for the mythical creature of the week, and maybe get your own shout out.
So what is our mythical creature of the week?
It's a golem. I'm pretty sure I've said that.
Did you?
Yes.
And I was terrified because I wasn't sure if I was in the right to be an asshole. Or, well,
I honestly
funny
wasn't paying attention. I was just trying to be smooth and segueing.
Yeah.
Oops.
Anyway, so a golem is actually from Jewish folklore. It is usually a humanoid figure made of clay that has been brought to life by a rabbi or a magician, and more or less acts as a servant who can only handle simple tasks. Honestly, there's not a whole lot more to it other than how you kill a golem, and it depends on how you bring them to life. If you attach a piece of paper to them, you have to destroy the piece of paper. If you sing to them, you actually have to sing the same song that you sang to them backwards, which I'm just trying to figure out how that works.
Where do you look this shit up at?
I've never heard that.
This was actually on the mythicalcreatures.net of some sort. It's literally just folklore on creatures.
Yeah, 'cause I've heard the golems were a Jewish thing. Oh, I'm thinking of something completely different. Never mind.
Yeah. I'm actually terrified to be like, it's from Jewish folklore, because I'm like, that's the racist thing, but it's not. It's also the proper slang.
So are you afraid we're going to get our first thumbs down from Dan?
Is Dan Jewish?
Red laces?
He might have a complicated history. You don't know.
You guys are awful.
But yeah. Honestly, there's really not much to golems. But if you go into modern media, you actually see quite a bit of exploration with what golems are, what they could be. If you go into D&D, I started writing down the different types of golems they had, and I hit fuck it because there was too many. Just a few that I wrote off are flesh, clay, stone, iron, brass, chain, dragon flesh, stained glass, alchemical. Oop. James is raising his hand.
I got a quick question.
Yes.
So was the original one, were they made out of clay in the Jewish lore?
Yes.
You said that, right?
Always clay.
Okay.
Just making sure I'm not feeding false information.
No, that's the one thing I knew about him. Make sure that...
Yeah.
Like I said, I wasn't paying attention. Sorry.
That's perfectly fine. Honestly, the two that I like the most from D&D, since I'm not going to talk about all 500 of the fuckers, is the mithril golem. Because if you think about it, golems are supposed to be big, bulky. And the mithril is no exception, but because mithril's so hard, but for some reason so light, it's actually really fast too. Which kind of is like the one hope you've got going for you. Like, we're faster than it. Nope. No, you're not.
That's funny, because I actually thought mithril just came from Lord of the Rings. I didn't know it was in D&D too.
Oh yeah. It very well might have originated from Lord of the Rings, but it's definitely been used since then. Maybe before then, I don't know. Andy will answer.
I only know golems from Minecraft.
Yeah.
Iron golems.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into that.
Oh darn.
Because that game's racist. The last one that I'm gonna mention from D&D is a carrion golem, which is just like a flesh golem. It's like a Frankenstein, but it's not Frankenstein. Instead, it's got the memories and talents of all the people that were used to stitch together, and it's actually smart enough to like try to seek out people that it wants their collective memory and their talents and more or less murder them and add them to the collection. It's dark and fucked up. I love it. Okay. Damish was looking like he wanted to say something.
I did, but we're being good this episode, so I'm going to let it slide.
Okay.
Until the mics are off.
Okay, perfect. I'll get an earful later. Golems. Bless you. How many times was that? Stop it. Okay. Golems appear in other forms of modern media. In Minecraft, we'll talk about that one, because that one's my favorite. Do you know anything about Minecraft, Namish?
Yes.
Perfect. So you know the villagers.
No.
Okay, well, the villagers just walk around, offer to trade. They always offer you terrible deals like, oh, if you give me 6 emeralds, I will give you a leather. And it's like once in a while you find one that gives you a good deal, and that's your best friend, and you save him, you keep him alive when the zombies try to come and kill him. But they also have massive freaking noses, and the only sound they make is, and they will have golems protecting them.
So, are they dodos?
They're basically the equivalent of dodos. But, yeah. Considering this is from Jewish folklore, I can't help but look at that whole thing and be like...
See, I don't really think dodos were Jewish. I think they were non-secular.
Don't assume... Oh, Jesus. What is the proper terminology for that?
Religion?
But it's not still religion if it's like, oh, I'm not religious. There's a proper term for it, right?
Non-secular. I just said it.
Fuck it. Whatever. Anyways, golems also appear on RuneScape, just because everything appears on RuneScape, and I'm going to keep bringing it up until Damish admits that he plays RuneScape when nobody's looking and tries not to cry about it.
I opened it up yesterday, so...
Is it still fucking going on?
Oh, it's still fucking going on. It's still fucking going on. They've actually given it, like, a rotation, like WoW, trying to keep up with it. I don't like that.
So, is WoW like heroin and RuneScape's just like the morphine trying to get you off it or something? I don't see how anybody that's sober could actually play a RuneScape.
RuneScape is weed. It's the gateway drug.
No, it's not. Unless it's like the ditch weed from fucking Mexico or something.
But see, it's the gateway drug because it's free. And golems also appear on Supernatural, but I don't watch Supernatural, so I can't really talk about what the golem was. Do you watch Supernatural?
I used to, but I don't remember.
It was like episode 13.
I don't remember hearing about Golem. Well, probably. It's been a long time since I've seen it.
Hippie Panda, can you save us?
Yep.
Nope, you get nothing on Supernatural this week. Sorry, guys. Honestly, though, that's pretty much Creature of the Week. Anybody want to say anything else on the golem or his brethren with the mics on?
No.
It's time for Game of
Thrones. Okay. No, it's actually time for Games on Our Radar.
Damn it.
Really? We're still doing that?
Yes, actually, and I'm excited because this is one of the ones that I've been keeping an eye on for a while now.
I didn't do one. I'm sorry.
Did you do one?
No.
Hot Bubble saves the day.
That's okay.
Depending on who you ask. If you ask Damish, he'd probably disagree. The game I'm going to be talking about is A Plague Tale: Innocence. And Damish, you will not like this game.
Is it a bunch of jumping around?
No, actually. It's a puzzle solve. It's mostly an action puzzle solver. But here's the thing. It takes place in the Middle Ages during the plague. So rats are everywhere, and rats represent the plague. So like a part of it is like in the darkness, you will just see skittering around and you know it's a ton of rats. If you have a torch, they won't come into the light. But it's all about like trying to bring light to certain areas, make paths for you and your little brother. It's pretty much that. It's a pretty game, lots of rats, Damish cries, everyone wins.
You know, it was funny because you're saying it's a puzzle and it's medieval, and I'm like, yeah, where is it? And then you said rats, and I'm like, oh, there it is.
Yeah. That is being released on May 14th for the PS4, the Xbone, and on Steam. And it's going to have a price tag of $44.99 on Steam. I can't verify the same for Xbone and PS4. I would assume so, but you never.
Don't do it. Don't condone the rat invasion in like every single game now. Boycott the shit. Sorry if your game's actually good.
Warhammer Vermintide was fun.
It was not.
But yeah, that's Games on Our Radar. We can actually go into Game of Thrones now.
Brace yourselves.
Hippie Panda.
Hi.
You're our tour guide through Game of Thrones. Actually, before we go into like all the details, what was everyone's overall thought of this episode? Was it like, oh my god, it was awesome? Was it?
So I gotta ask, I can't be the only one with a shitty TV. Anybody else think that episode?
Too fucking dark?
Too fucking
was.
dark.
Yeah. That was a big point against it, especially during that dragon fight, because I couldn't see what the shit was happening.
I think they did it on purpose.
Yeah. Because honestly, bad CGI fights are bad. Granted, they've got decent CGI, but if it was right in the open, it might have looked terrible.
I don't know how many times I'm looking like, oh shit, they just killed Gendry. Oh wait, that wasn't Gendry, was it? Then you see him the next scene, it's like, oh, he's alive. You know, oh shit, they killed Tormund.
Yeah.
Wait, was it? It was annoying.
I will say it wasn't a bad episode, but I feel like they were trying to be like, oh, it's the next Battle of the Bastards. It was.
For a war episode, not that many people died. And I'm kind of upset they didn't kill off a main character.
So they've got 3 episodes now that are entirely just big battles, right? 3. You've got the Battle for the Wall, you've got Battle of the Bastards, and you got this one, right? There's no more?
There's quite a few more battles.
I'm talking like took up the entire episode.
Oh, yeah. I think that's probably.
I think
Yeah.
that's
It's definitely the weakest of the 3. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. But there was plenty of good points to it.
There's
Yeah.
good points,
So-
and there's also plenty of bad points, in my mind.
Should we stop now and say spoilers ahead? Or
Game of Thrones. We're talking about Game of Thrones.
well,
Spoilers ahead.
pretty sure we're gonna get into some deeper shit in
Yep.
like 2 seconds.
Yeah. So yeah, Hippie Panda is going to be our tour guide. She's going to take us through all the major points. We're going to give our feedback of what we thought. Panda, take it away.
Okay, the first thing I have is the very beginning of the episode when you're just kind of looking into darkness. What were your feelings of, like, what was going to happen?
Fuck, it's dark. I hope it's not like this the rest of the episode.
So, real quick, I don't know if we're gonna get into it, but does anybody have an MPV?
Take your time. Letters are hard. Words are harder.
Fuck you.
I have no idea where
What are
you're
you
going with that.
talking
You're going to have
about?
to try harder.
Okay. Does anybody have an MVP of the episode?
A what?
MVP,
What is that?
your favorite character. Like how Tormund stole the previous episode, in
Like
my mind.
who actually shined in that episode? A little hint to mine.
Yeah. Honestly, the one that I liked the most was probably the Hound.
Why?
Just because of that simple moment of the whole, like, fuck it, we can't win, they're dead. He points to Arya. Fuck, he gets up and he's running to help her.
Yeah, but it wasn't the Hound that pointed at Arya, though.
It wasn't, but it was the Hound's reaction of, like, we can't win, we're just gonna die, and then he realizes Arya's part of this too. Fuck, and he's running off to help her.
I have that written down. That was a beautiful moment.
It was.
Do you have one?
Who kind of stole the show?
Yeah.
Arya.
Yeah, that's the obvious choice.
I think she's the only one that did like enough of, oh my god, that just happened scenes throughout the entire thing.
So mine's actually Melisandre, and I don't know if we're gonna get into it, but she did a few key things in the episode. One, she's pretty much like, hey, I'm only gonna up these guys' swords, so you see what you're actually getting into, because y'all are all standing outside, you shouldn't be. So let's
Why
lose all
didn't
your
you
I
like
have
everybody
heard
else's weapons?
A couple.
Because it was pretty much the point, you guys are standing outside the walls. You are in the wrong fucking spot. And she did some other things we'll probably get into later.
Yeah, the very first thing I have is Melisandre or Sandra
Melisandre.
getting the Dothraki swords.
Fuck, I'm trying to be nitpicky here, but they're not swords.
They're not. They're the curved
They're
blades, but whatever.
Hurrah.
Who cares?
No one cares.
It's bothering me right now.
Well, stop it.
Yeah, they're swords. We're just going to call them swords for this episode.
Barak, something like that.
But I actually think that's a pretty good scene, because like I said, it's her saying, hey,
Yeah.
you guys are going into a whole shitload of bad.
Honestly, go ahead.
But also, you know, when they're charging up, they're so hyped up, you see all that fire, and all of a sudden it just starts going out one by one.
Yeah.
Yep.
The scream starts getting quieter and quieter. It's like, oh, fuck.
See, I feel like that whole thing took too long. The charging was great, but I feel like if it took half as long for the fire to go out, you'd have more of a, oh fuck, without lessening the, like, it wouldn't lessen the impact, it would actually enhance it. Plus, it's an hour and a half episode.
Yeah, and I'm
they
also...
could have cut a few corners.
I'm
I
also-
think they did it good. Because they also showed people running back like, oh shit, we're getting the fuck out of here. So that...
Yeah, I'm also glad that Ghost actually saw a squirrel halfway there and decided not to fight with the rest of them.
Yeah.
So he's in the next episode. Spoiler.
I only saw it once, so did we actually get to see Ghost?
Ghost is there.
But we did see him in the episode, not just what happened to Ghost, what happened to Ghost for a week.
He's in the episode. Same with the dragons, but I think the dragons might be a bit of trickery.
Alright, next.
Um,
I don't like that one. Skip.
They're not.
Don't.
They're not in
actually.
order. Okay.
We'll get that half an hour one way or another.
They're not in exact order. Okay. The next thing I have is the huge dragon fight, and then
Would have been nice to see.
and then pretty much Rhaego, the dragon's
Rhaegar?
name,
I think it's Rhaegar.
his injuries causing him to crash down, and Jon like falling off of him.
Yep. Yeah, I honestly thought he died. Dragon. I'm
I
told he
thought
didn't.
so too. But
So this is actually, sorry I'm stealing you guys' thunder, but I don't remember the guy's name, but he actually mentioned a good point. When the Night King brought all the dead back up, if Rhaegal was dead, he would have brought him back up too. So they'd be fighting 2 dragons instead of just 1.
Mm.
So that's a good indicator that he's alive. Plus he's in the trailer, so you see him.
Yeah. Honestly, it was so dark I couldn't see what would happen. If somebody told me that, oh yeah, the green dragon and the White Walker dragon died, and when he brought it back up, that's where that dragon came from, I'd believe it. I had no idea what was going on in that.
And the whole ice storm was a pretty good military tactic. Pretty shitty for trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, I did like that part where they were up in the sky and it was all clear and pretty, and then fucking White Walker dragon just hit and run tactic. It was cool. Hippie Panda, 10 for 10 on paying attention.
okay, next I have fucking Sam constantly getting his ass saved because he can't hold his own.
When I say this episode was a little predictable in some parts, this is, I think, the first one where I was, like, I just kind of tapped Karen on the knee and was like, bye, Ed. Like, as he saved Sam and was helping Sam, she's like, what do you mean? Ed's dying. He's gonna get a sword or something through the back of the head. Poof. It happened.
Yeah, that one was a little predictable.
Mm.
Well, I am going to say in Sam's defense, he is a pretty heavy dude, but fighting at that intensity, even for Sam, is pretty fucking tough.
Oh, yeah. I can imagine.
They gave him the option of going in the crypt, so
He couldn't do that. He was the first White Walker killer in centuries, so...
Yeah, I can see why he had to stay out for morale. Because think about it. You haven't seen these things, you've only heard ghost stories, and you see Sam, and they're like, he's killed him. You look at that, and you're like, we have a shot.
Exactly. Anything else on that?
Now, is that the first major, quote-unquote, like, a character people actually care about death?
Ed, yeah.
I still call him a side character, but we're just gonna keep a tally going.
He was a side character, but he was a cool one.
Yeah. Ed, right.
Oh, you're actually...
I know, I'm doing something with paper. It's weird, it's scary, I don't like it.
Okay.
Next point.
Okay, my favorite scene in the entire episode was when Arya is sneaking around the library, like, stealthily trying to not...
I will say that's one of the few where I thought I knew how it was gonna go, and to a point I did, but it's just like in a horror movie. Like, when you're watching it, and you've got that mental, like, alright, that's the 3rd, 4th row of books, and boom. Oh, nothing happened.
Right, I was waiting for something,
Like,
but...
if they can throw me off with the timing, they've done something right. If I call it within, like, 2 seconds, they did something wrong, and they did this scene right.
So I'm gonna have to say, when I first started watching it, I'm like, why the fuck is she sneaking around? She was just like balls deep in fucking whites like 5 minutes before,
Yeah.
and then I realized, oh, they're not at a choke point. There's like, what, half a dozen at least?
Yeah, but it is a fairly big open area.
Well, that's
she
what I'm
could have
saying.
used the library rows.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They weren't at a choke point. I didn't realize that there was more than one. I thought it was just one kicking, and it was like, why is she hiding? And then I realized, oh, wow, there's a whole bunch. That's why.
I think that was the entire point of that scene, was to be like, she's safe. And then slowly be like, there's one, she could take one. There's another. Alright, now you know what you're doing.
R.I.P. Barrett for being a barricade.
Oh, that was... Do not laugh. She did not come up with that.
No.
So, what's your shirt say?
No,
not that one.
Oh, for a second I thought I was actually wearing it. Not all heroes wear capes, some just hold the door. Yeah, that's the joke that everyone's making. Hodor holds the door. Barricades. It's cringy.
It is. It's kind of nice.
I think the main reason I'm such a bitter person is because I make jokes and I don't get a reaction like fucking Barricade does. But yeah, that's another side character. I don't care what people say. He's not a main character.
I was still sad when he left.
Because honestly, I think Ed's gotten more screen time than him.
So I do actually have a point on him too.
Yep, go ahead.
Nope, we're gonna do it later.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna forget it, so
All right.
remind me.
Right. And I have to remind you of something during game? Okay.
Nope, remember.
Okay.
I will bring that one up just because it was
Okay.
something that I missaw.
Give me that damn pen. I need to write Barrack. This is just so we can keep a running tally of all the deaths that matter.
There's only 3. I already knew them.
Yeah.
There's a few more.
We can
No, there's
probably
not.
There is.
probably move on though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The dead using their bodies to smother the freaking barrier? Are they that smart?
Honestly, I think the Night King's that smart, and he's basically telling them what to do.
It wasn't Night King that started that, but it's not, are they that smart? It's, are they that stupid? Like, they haven't realized that they're gonna do that? Why did they not put, like, a double layer of friggin' fire? Or as soon as that fire popped out, have Danny come on with the dragon and start kicking him out?
Yeah.
Right.
Actually, I do want to bring this up, something I've always wondered about, and figured just get this out of the way. I do want to know, the White Walker, are they like a hive mind? Are they just able to, like, is it just the Night King telling them all what to do and they have to listen? Or are they kind of like zombies that kind of feed into him? Or is it just a fuck ton of zombies and the Night King?
So, I think that actually just answers your question, because the whites were being directed by the Night King.
That's what I'm thinking, but I just want to know if there's like an actual answer somewhere other than just, well, it looks like it's this.
Well, I don't think so, because if you go back to the scene where they're on that lake, and then it starts breaking, and they stop, they know they're going to die, so they stop, and then forward, after the Night King says, hey, go for it.
Yeah. So, anyways, go on. Next point.
Lyanna Mormont, her dying.
Yeah.
That was actually probably the coolest death for a
7-year-old ever.
Well, for a side character, it's
Yeah.
one of the coolest deaths, because she's a bear. That's what bears do. They don't quietly. So I thought that was pretty.
Yeah, it did look for a while they were just going to remind everyone, like, she's just a little girl, remember? Because it was like, oh. And she even had this look of like, I'm just a little girl, don't kill me. And then that went away, along with the giant's eye. This is another question I have about that giant. Dragonglass kills them, right?
Yes.
Doesn't that mean they just have to stab him in the fucking toe or something?
No, I think it's still got to be a killing blow. I'm not sure how that works, but I'm assuming it's got to be a killing. But she was a little bit away from his toes at the time.
I know, but if it does work like that, how the fuck is that giant not the easiest thing to kill?
Pretty sure he's going to be guarding his toes.
You just gotta run up and try to stab.
I don't think it works like that.
I don't know how it works, but
I think it does have to be, because just a on the toe is not going to take him down.
You do have to wonder. Oh wait, no, he's a white. Dragonglass doesn't kill whites. Sorry.
Yes, it does.
Fuck. They did something to it.
No, it kills whites. If you're thinking about when the Night King rose everybody up, because I thought about that real quick too, he's actually rising up everybody that died on their side.
Oh, I know that part. I think I'm confusing the books, and I know how you guys feel about me bringing up the books.
The books don't exist. Moving on.
Next is when the dead in the crypt start rising and
That one
going through
bothers
the
me.
walls into where all the people are trying to stay safe.
I like that they had the forethought to do it, but they should have had something like a door sliding off or something. Not having the skeleton people just somehow punching through solid stone.
They weren't punching, they were clawing.
So, I'm just going to mention this one because I don't think anybody thought of it. The battles at Winterfell, right?
Yep.
Why the fuck was everybody still there? If you can't fight, why are you sitting in the crypts? Because you really think once they break through the walls of Winterfell, they're not going to be able to the door to the crypt?
Would they go to the crypt, though,
get the
unless
fuck-
they knew people were there?
Get the fuck out of town. Of course they're going to go to the crypt. It's the fucking Night King. He knows everybody's.
That is true. I was going to be like, he's not omniscient, but then that word, apparently I can't talk.
No,
But then I remembered, like, oh yeah, Bran and him just looking right at the birds, just like, Matt, get the fuck out of here. Oh, what else we got?
Next, Jorah's heroic moment in saving Dany, and then...
His not so heroic moment of himself after.
What do you mean? It's heroic to die.
Oh, I know, but he shot himself after.
I'm sad. Jorah's
Yeah.
a good character.
The one main character who died this episode, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So I am going to say, when I first watched that, when I second time watched that, because first I couldn't see what the fuck was going on, I really thought that Dany actually turned him into the blade. That's what it looked like at first, but he's actually pushing her out. So his one last heroic moment.
That would have been a very, like...
If you're not...
Oh, that would have been way more interesting.
If you're not paying attention, that's what it looks like, because she kind of like moves right behind him, then kind of falls back.
Why weren't you paying attention, sir?
Because it's too fucking dark.
Yeah, that would be cool though if they did that, and then all of a sudden the audience knows Dany's actually that type of person. So all of a sudden you're like, oh, I don't want her in charge, but everyone else still thinks she's good. That'd have been cool. It's not what happened, so we're gonna stop talking about it. But I feel like there would have been potential there.
The worst scene in the entire episode, Bran fucking talking up Theon before Theon dies, making him out to be some sort of
worst,
hero.
because Theon died. You can't diminish the value.
Yeah, but he died with a smile on his face, and that's
Is
not
Theon
okay.
a main character?
He kind of is.
Yeah, but he shouldn't have been. He should have been dead a long time ago. And the fact that he got a fucking
That's-
heroic ending.
That is
pisses
how
me
little I
off.
care about Theon. I literally counted 4 deaths. I forgot Theon existed.
Okay, so I'm gonna put this out there. I know it's probably wrong, but is he actually dead? I know we saw the whole like drifting off, looking at him real quick, and just staring at his dead body. But did he actually die? How many times have you seen that? Someone takes an arrow to the side. It looks like they're dead. In the next episode, oh, they're in the fucking bed healing.
I'm not going to listen to you on who you think's alive because you fucking thought, what's her name? Not Marjorie.
Marjorie's been gone for a while, there, buddy.
No. Her grandmother.
Was it Olena?
Olenna.
Olenna?
Olenna Tyrell. You thought she was coming back.
She is. Fucking next episode,
What?
I'm calling that shit. She did not die of poison. She's coming the fuck back. Olena for the throne.
Damage thinks that because she's used poison before, she has poisons available to her, which means she would have antidotes. So after Jamie made her drink the poison and he left, she took an antidote.
So basically, if the writers could actually write, that would be a pretty good way to put it in. She's
so
a poisoner.
where would she be this entire time, though?
Hmm.
Like, nobody would know?
Hiding the fuck out because she
Getting
doesn't
the
have
fuck
an
away
army.
from Winterfell.
Amassing,
With who?
Amassing
Where?
a new army.
Did she have any allies at that point?
She was pretty rich. She probably had quite a few friends.
Yeah, but...
But I'm pretty sure that's probably set sail.
Yeah,
If they
there's,
would've-
there's like
They
3
would have brought her
episodes
back
left.
by
Like,
now.
If
no,
they would have had
I'm
a
not
couple
bringing
more
anyone back.
seasons, I bet you that would.
Yeah, it would have been nice. That way we could lose her all over again.
The 10 minutes it took for the Night King to get to Bran. I hated that. It took so long.
I think that was the point, to really drag out the suspense. Also, you skipped a very important thing that I want to rant about.
Like what?
I'll work it in when we talk about the future, I guess.
I might have.
There's a way I can bring it back around.
Yeah, I really got nothing for that one.
Yeah, I didn't think it took too long, actually. I was just like, oh boy, something's gonna happen, or I'm just gonna watch a
Yep,
wheelchair
something
kid
happened.
die.
Arya popped out of nowhere and used her hand switcheroo thing.
And for a
Boom.
brief moment, you think Arya's got it, but then he turns around and catches it.
So I'm actually, thank you, appreciate that. So I'm actually glad you mentioned that one. They did a great thing because people are calling her a Mary Sue because she just came out of nowhere, but they actually laid foundations for references in earlier episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Like when she snuck up on Jon, and Jon's like, "Oh, I didn't even hear you."
Mm-hmm.
That's how she snuck up on the White Walkers. And the knife drop, she actually did that to Brienne in a previous episode when they were sparring.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it's references, so they can't be like, well, she's never done that before. Like, actually, she's done it twice. She's done both things. She's not a Mary Sue. That's just her character. She's that badass. So I'm really glad that they took the time to actually put that in.
Honestly, though, am I allowed to bring up my theory now?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Going back to, I think they might be a hive mind. That might be a thing where, like, the Night King isn't just interested in killing Bran, but hurting him as much as possible. So, like, if the Whites see her sneaking up, and he's just like, no, let her get to me, I got this. And that's why he knows, like, turn around perfectly, catch the dagger, and then all of a sudden, like, ha ha ha. Then she does the cool switching hands with the dagger, and he's just, oh shit, that was cool. Dust.
So, real quick.
Thanos snapped.
So, real quick, right before that happens, he kind of nods his head. The Night King kind of nods his head to Bran. Do you think that's what they were talking about? Like
Mentally connected somehow?
like Bran saying, you know it. Arya's gonna kill you right now. He's like, no, she's not. And then he turns around and grabs her by the throat, and he's thinking to himself, yeah, I got it.
I have no idea.
I hope.
There has to be more to it.
I don't agree with everybody being like, Bran's gotta be doing something awesome. He's a fucking potato.
No.
Yeah, but he's the next freaking three-eyed raven. Like, he knows everything and sees everything.
I know, and he's great for intelligence, but as far as, like, being able to do super cool stuff, everyone's like, he just sat in a wheelchair. What the fuck do you expect him to do? Like, use the Force to make himself move?
So,
stand up and be badass?
yeah, besides being the three-eyed raven, the most powerful character in Game of Thrones.
Because knowledge is power. Just ask Littlefinger. Look where that got him. Knowledge didn't save him.
Because he was a
Anyway,
dick.
anyway, he's still a warg, so he could have literally warged into anything at all
Ooh, that
in
would
the
be
episode,
weird.
but you didn't fail.
That's a good point.
So that's another thing I'm going to bring up. I really think the next episode, they're going to start bringing up what he was doing through the entire thing. Hopefully give us a little more backstory on what the Night King's motives were.
Okay. I just noticed you don't have it written down, so I can't make the rant I want to rant about work, so I need to bring it up myself. The dragon dying right as it was about to kill Jon. I'm fucking sick of Jon. I like him as a character. He should be dead. He is the only character in this entire show who now, in my mind, has plot armor.
He's the heir to the throne. He can't die.
I don't care. How many times has it gotten to a point where you're like, oh, so this is how they kill Jon? First of all, they do kill Jon. I'll give you the credit for that one. But he should stay dead. But then, hey, he comes back. But then after that, I'll even give you a hard home. Like, that's fine. He did a good job. There wasn't a point where I was like, oh my god, he's dead. They tried to make one, but you kind of knew he was going to pull out of it somehow. But then there's the Battle of the Bastards, when Dumbass just charges the front line by himself. And then, miraculously, the army catches up to him the instant he's about to make contact with him. That was my first, well, bye again, Jon, moment.
Yeah, because Ramsay just shot his brother pretty much the same
I'm not
fucking
saying
distance,
I don't
but he couldn't do it.
Exactly. There were so many reasons why Jon should have died there.
And I'm actually glad you said that, because I am sick of fucking Jon Snow at this point, because that's what everybody's focusing on. It's like, no, you have such better characters. You have Arya. You have Sansa. Yes, I'm saying Sansa because she's grown a lot as a good character.
Oh yeah, I like her better than Jon Snow at this point. But Jon Snow must die. I think that's going to be the title of this episode.
And I think we skipped over one, so I really got to say it. What the fuck up is with Brienne wailing like a fucking dying cow? She did it when she was getting chewed up by the bear, so I just thought it was that thing. But she was doing it the entire episode. I was like, just be quiet.
That's her battle cry.
She needs to work on that.
I need to rant some more because I'm not done.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So you go through the Battle of the Bastards. Fine, he makes it. And then I think we managed to go all the way to the point where he's trying to go north of the wall to capture the White Walkers, or a right. And he falls through the ice. And you're like, that's a shitty way to die. Bye, Jon. Then somehow he manages to not be frozen to the point where he can't swim in the frozen water, which, fun fact, your muscles don't work when you jump into water that cold. Gets up completely exhausted, and you're like, oh, he's alive. And then some whites see him and start walking to him, and you're like, oh, that's actually kind of fucking cool that they gave you this moment of Jon's alive, only for him to get eaten. Nope. Fucking Benjen Stark comes out of nowhere. Then you've got, I think you're good until Battle of Winterfell, when Jon's going after the Night King in the Yard. This is the one you didn't bring up that I was waiting for to start this rant on. Fun fact, I did call it, saying, oh, this is going to happen. I nudged Kerrigan and was like, oh, imagine if the Night King rises everybody and Jon Snow's in the middle of it. And then he starts doing it. I'm like, oh, fucking bye, Jon. And then, oh, nope, another Deus Ex Machina. Go ahead, say something.
See, for that one, I was actually more pissed off they didn't do anything, because they didn't attack him. I thought it was going to be for a reason. They were going to sit down and have this conversation that has been building up. Yeah, they're supposed to have a fight, but every villain says something. They always give out. Yeah, they always give out their fucking plan for whatever reason.
Darth Maul, I still don't think he said a word.
He does.
I don't want to watch that movie.
And even if he doesn't,
I don't think the Night King said it.
He hasn't. But that's what I was expecting, to finally say why the fuck he was here. Hey,
at least a smile or something. Just that's something he hasn't done.
He did smile.
Did he?
Yeah. How did you miss that?
It's an 1.5-hour movie.
Wait, did he smile after Dany hit him with the fire, or when he rose?
It was
like
a slight grin. It wasn't really a
smile. Okay, the fire
smile.
I remember. It was kind of it was a smirk.
Yeah,
just
it was a little.
Bitch, what you gonna do? I'm the Mad King Reborn. King Reborn. But then we're not done. We're not done. Jon Snow trying to kill the fucking dragon, and then all of a sudden it just crumbles because Arya stabbed the guy in the fucking next state over at the right time. He needs to die.
So, in his defense, everybody else is on the cusp of dying too.
I know, but more than any other character, he had those moments of he can't survive this.
I think he survived. I think I've mentioned this.
He's the main character. He has to survive.
I think I've mentioned this a few times now. I really hope they're going to do him like Glenn. He just barely gets out of it. You think he's dead,
They've had 4 chances.
And then he just gets Negan's bat. Lucille, is it?
Spoilers, yes.
The face.
Proud of you for knowing that.
Yes.
All right, and I believe we have one more point on your list.
Why are you reading my list?
Wait, we only have one more? I have a whole list we haven't even gone over.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Nope.
Really?
Yeah, go for yours.
The last one I have is Melisandre dying. She going out into the field and then pulling her necklace off and just letting herself go.
Now, I do want to pose this question to you guys. Do you think Davos was still going to kill her? Or do you think he was like, I can't kill you because of you we're still alive, but...
No, I think he realized that she was actually going to do what she said she was going to. She wasn't going to live by sunrise. He knew that was happening, so he's like, we got other shit to do.
Yeah. All right, bring up your points.
1 second.
Okay.
Okay, since though we just said Melisandre, we're going to do this one. The smirk and the nod that she gave to Arya after she resaid her prophecy from before. That pretty
Closing
much,
blue eyes.
Mhm.
yeah, that pretty much gave Arya the spark, like, oh shit, I have to do something. And then you see that kind of look in Arya's face, like, can I do it? And then she said, what do you say to the god of death? Not today. And she kind of nods. That's what Arya's pretty much like, oh, I got this shit. I think that was a cool tip if you saw it.
She's killed enough people, though, where I think that was her big moment for this season. Like, if she ends up being the one to kill Cersei as well, it's going to be like...
Isn't Cersei on her list?
It is. She is, but
And
she's
she's
on more people's
killed.
list.
Cersei does have green eyes, by the way.
Yeah, but for all we know, so does that goddamn stable boy she stabbed.
Okay.
That would be the best list. Blue eyes, the Night King. Brown eyes, the Mountain. Green eyes, fucking stable boy.
So now that we're on that, I'm actually going to steal another fan theory. Arya kills Jaime to steal his face to kill Cersei.
I want Jaime to do it.
Cersei has to die by a younger brother.
Mhm.
Arya has to close green eyes.
I still want Jaime to do it.
I don't want Arya to kill Jaime.
But
Can Jaime, like, die of some other reason and then she goes in and steals his face?
for somebody who's vehemently defended that you don't like Jaime.
I like Jaime.
Oh, it's funny.
Just not as much as you, because
Jaime's
he's
my
your favorite character.
Every time I point out it when he does something nice, she's like, fuck Jaime. But then...
I do that on purpose just because he's your
Yeah.
favorite character.
The last episode of season 7 with Cersei nodding the mountain drawing her sword, she gives a little, no! I was like,
It happens.
At least
So,
it's
no,
intelligence
we're
related.
going to go to Bran right now. What the fuck was he doing the entire episode? And this is going to segue into my next question. What are they going to do with all the bodies? I really hope the writers haven't actually, thought about this, or they have thought about this. Make Bran the next fucking night. Have him raise all the bodies up, because they're all like, Cersei,
Oh, you think...
you said you'd help us fight all the whites, but you didn't actually show up. We got something. They just send those fuckers
So
down.
how do you picture that happening? Like the brand from the Night King, like, spreading?
No, it was there all along. Maybe that's what the exchange was. Like the Night King realizing his time is ended, his watch is ending, because he was actually a Night's Watch.
Kind of like how the Three-Eyed Raven was like, you're the next Three-Eyed Raven. The Night King's like, you're the next Night King. Fuck you.
Yeah, pretty much.
That'd be interesting. It would be nice to not just be done with that threat.
It,
I don't think they can take another Night King.
Well, no, it ended too soon, and they didn't really explain anything, so I really think they're going to go over it next episode. They have to.
Or they just leave you in suspense.
I can see the cliffhanger. So I actually got two more. I don't want to drag this out too long. We're going to go with Sansa and Tyrion.
Yeah. I think they're getting back together.
I loved them.
I was really scared that they were going to put Sansa with Theon based on the whole hugs and things, and I didn't want that to happen. But now that she's talking to Tyrion again, it's like, yep, he was your best husband.
Yeah, but I think that was a pretty cool exchange. It shows how she's grown as a person, because she was a little bratty kid when she first started, and now she's all like, yeah, I get why you're... Granted, the other two are kind of bastards, but,
Yeah, it works.
Two?
The other one, but he counts as two because he is both a literal and a figurative bastard.
Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, he was legitimized before he died.
But he was a bastard.
Okay, and I got this one.
No, he rose as not a bastard anymore.
Yeah, but at one point he was a bastard, so
Anyway, I'm actually surprised nobody mentioned this, but Grey Worm sacrificing his own men. Did you guys miss that?
Yeah. Honestly, though, I'm kind of surprised that they even retreated into the castle. Because I'm pretty sure in the show they've gone over repeatedly, like, Unsullied, do not retreat. Terrible impression. I apologize to everyone whose ears are bleeding.
The fact that they were even outside the castle in the first place is just stupid anyway. They're made to defend. But the fact that he sacrifices men, because you actually see it, they're pushing back into the spikes, we'll call it.
Blockades of some sort.
And then he makes that decision to flip that blockade up to block him off. Do you think that has to do with Missandei? And that's why he decided to make that choice? Instead of running out front and fighting
Missandei or Melisandre?
Missandei.
Okay. I have no idea. If you said Melisandre, I knew. Like, I understand what you're talking about, but you mean more like just try to keep her safe in the crypts?
No, like the fact that he's scared her death. Because that was kind of an overwhelming theme that everybody's like, pretty much got PTSD from all the shit that's going on. And he's unsullied. They show no fear. And now that he actually loves somebody, he's got something to lose.
Yeah.
Aww.
Really? Really?
I love them.
So
I am surprised they both made it, though. I mean, the whole
Everyone freaking made it.
that is usually the
Such
big
drama.
red flag when they're like, what are we gonna do when this war is over? Oh, let's settle down, have kids, move here. One of them's dead. Any media, that's how it happens.
And we're going to segue into my last one. I know I said two, but math is really, really hard. always. So in the trailer, you actually see Arya kissing Gendry.
Yep.
Do you think that that's going to happen to Arya? She's going to go to kill, but because she's fallen in love, she's not going to be able to do it in this. What's going to get her killed, finally?
Oh, I see. I thought you were like, did she go to Gendry to kill him? And I was like, what the fuck are you talking? I'm wrong. I see.
That makes sense.
I don't think so, because
But I don't think.
I think more
Arya's
than
gonna die.
any other character, she's become accustomed to loss, including Gendry in the past. She's just like, Gendry's gone. I'm never going to see him again.
But they're building her up, and I've watched Game of Thrones for quite a while now, and usually when they build a character up like that, they're going to die.
We've been building most of those characters up, and we thought most of them were going to die.
They will.
But honestly, my prediction for Arya is actually going to come down to the Clegane Bowl.
That's not going to happen.
I think the Mountain's going to kill the Hound. Everyone's going to be upset. Arya is going to admit that she took the Mountain off her list and kills the Mountain out of retaliation.
Is the Mountain on her list?
I don't actually think so.
I don't think so.
I think he's going to get on her list for killing the Hound.
But that's all I have. You guys have anything?
Game of Thrones is good. Not as good as it used to be, but
Oh.
good. I like how that jogged something in your noggin.
What the fuck's the guy's name?
Oh, what guy? Jorah?
Nope.
Theon? Lyanna? Ed? Beric?
Yes.
Last
Okay.
one.
Oh, it's got to be the last one. So, Beric, do you think Beric knew that Arya was going to kill the Night King, and that's why he pushed the Hound into fighting to help her out so she doesn't get overwhelmed?
I don't think so. I think he was just kind of the mindset that whatever he was doing was the Lord of Light's plan for him.
Mhm.
So as soon as he thought, like, save her, I don't think he thought as far as she's going to be the one to kill the Night King. I think he just thought of, like, I'm here to do this. Do this.
We can't beat death. Tell that to her. That one line made me think that he might have actually known too. Like he knew that's the reason why he got resurrected every single time, is he had to defend her. Because think about it.
He might have had like a feeling.
Well,
I don't
actually,
think he
in the
actually
book...
knew.
I don't give a shit about the books. But if you think about it though, they really don't know each other that well. So why is he gonna all heroically barricade?
I
For
don't
her.
know what that was, but okay.
That was a gag.
Okay, that's it.
Oh, actually, one last thing. 5 people died. Or more than 5 people died, but 5 characters that we've come to know and mostly, like, tolerate. Tolerate's a strong word for Theon. Is that enough for something of this magnitude?
So just because we saw 5 doesn't mean 5 actually. Remember, Brienne.
Oh, you think Theon's gonna get right back up?
No, Brienne had her back to the wall. Podrick had his back to the wall. Jaime had his back to the wall.
Yeah, but didn't it have a moment
Sam-
where, like, everybody was, like, fell over and, like, Brienne and Jaime were like, oh.
Did it show him?
It
I
did,
think
right?
so. Yeah, it did.
I think so.
Did it show Sam too? Because
Sam, yes. Sam's alive.
Mm-hmm.
I remember because my only thought was, like, how the fuck?
okay, because I was thinking about that too. Because I guess I don't remember that part, but I know when John actually looks at Sam, they're like, not today. And just kind of walks off on. He was getting his
Dick
ass kicked.
move. I understand, though, because is Sam going to be the one to make the difference? Do you see Sam doing a ninja jump to the Night King?
Nope. But as you said, knowledge is power.
Sam's the one telling the story. He's the one writing it down.
He's the one that told him about Dragon Glass, wasn't he?
Yep. All right. I think we're good. Do you have anything to add, Hippie Panda?
Nope.
Anything else in your noggin?
Nope.
Okay. On the count of 3, say bye. Oh, wait, no, shit. We need to do the outro. That was close. So, yeah, make sure you follow us on Twitter at Gremlins Laughing and on our iFunny, the _laughing_gremlins.
Did you change the Twitter?
No, I've been saying it wrong this whole time.
Yeah.
So whoever has at Laughing Gremlins is like, where are these like 5 people coming from? Because they're probably about as motivated and popular as us right now. Oh, that would suck if there was another group already called the Laughing Gremlins.
So that's where all of our
Laughing.
following has
It's
been
not
going.
Gremlins laugh. It's Gremlin.
I said Gremlin Laughing.
Because we're
Hey, we
putting
have
out
2
gold
followers.
here.
Right.
And nothing.
Anyways, let's see. On top of that, if you follow one of our pages, you can get information to join our Discord and our ARC server. You can join our guild on WoW, Fenris server, WoW 2, right? The one we're on, WoW 2. Okay. Anyways, join our guild, join our group, join our games, join us. All right. Bye on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Bye.
I'm sorry to say that next week there will not be a podcast from the Laughing Gremlins due to busy schedules. Gosh. What am I going to do with myself now that those 3 won't be around? Sigh.